Florida Congressman Greg Steube sits on the House Committee of Foreign Affairs. We want to welcome him back to the program. Greg, plain and simple, because the American people are getting so confused on this whole conflict in Ukraine. Are we getting the whole story? Be real. I mean, you guys get briefings. Now there's some stuff you can't talk about, but...
Right. Yeah, but what's interesting is they don't even tell us in these, we have these classified briefings. What's interesting is you go into these classified briefings and 99.9% of the information that they're giving to you, you can hear about on CNN or in any mainstream media because they've already leaked the information in the mainstream media before they give it to us. And they're very reluctant to tell Congress the things that they do know that are sensitive in nature that would allow us to have oversight ability over the administration. They want to keep all of that secret so they make the decisions on their own without notifying Congress of it.
This trade deal, trading the Coke dealer for the Marine. Great news, we're getting Marine Reed back home. Was there a reason that deal was struck and not for the NBA player, WNBA player? I got to get that right.
Well, first of all, you and I both served in the military. Never leave a soldier behind. I'm glad we're bringing a Marine home. Again, Congress was not brought into the conversation. Certainly, the Republicans weren't brought into the conversation as to what was had in this deal and why the exchange was between this cocaine dealer and a Marine. But I'm very happy that we're having a service member come back to the United States that I'm sure was wrongly held in Russia. It's a good day for America when we get a Marine back home. Yeah,
well, Joe's got a horrible track record for taking care of our troops. Look at Afghanistan. Case in point, don't have to go any further.
Well, that's, you talked about Blinken and coming before committees. That's the first thing I'm going to ask him is how many people do we have still stuck in Afghanistan?
Yeah, no kidding. Let's talk about the aid. Earlier this week, or was it last week? I forget. That report came out that said that the State Department's having a tough time tracking the aid we're giving them. And I don't mean the aid for the civilians, but the military aid we're giving to the Ukrainian soldiers. What the hell's going on? I mean, we already gave $85 billion to the Taliban. Now we can't keep track of the guns and ammo you're giving the Ukraine?
Yeah, and it's, again, not shocking, and this week they want to send more money to Ukraine, and I am asking those questions where it's like, okay, well, what happened to the $14 billion that we've already appropriated? Did they get the weapons and missiles and defensive equipment that we've already appropriated? Where is that at? And you don't get answers from this administration, and quite frankly, they may not even know where all of this weapons and equipment are at.
Right. Final question to you, totally off topic from Ukraine, Greg, 'cause I know you wanted to get it out there. And when we see America First guys in the halls of Congress actually doing stuff that are good, we want to give you credit. You got a bill up to try and protect women's sports. It's on the floor. What's happening with it? Are you getting any bipartisan support so that we can make this a national thing that biological, and I don't hate to say that word. We just say women compete in women's sports, boys, you compete in boys' sports. The whole transgender thing, knock it off. Where are you at with this right now?
Well, and that was the whole point of Title IX and the funding to all of these universities to allow for women's sports. So this bill would protect women's sports, and it's on the floor. Any member of Congress can sign it, so I'm very curious to see. We just filed it yesterday. I'm very curious to see if Democrats are willing to go on the board to protect women and women's sports.
All right, we'll see how this one plays out, and when it comes down for a vote, or if they even will call it or whatever, let our folks know, the producers here, Greg, and we'll get you back on to discuss it. Congressman Greg Steube, Florida 17th. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yep, and we're back in 2 minutes. Don't go away.